mini implant. This is an e-learning app with a dimension calculator to determine the size of the mini implant for inspection. Applications in short called as apps, which are developed for handheld devices for orthodontic purpose, varies in their purpose. And there are apps for e-learning, which allows you to access the literature or the educational materials inbuilt in it. There are apps for patient management, which helps the user to save the patient data and also to send patient reminders. There are apps for appliance designing, which are commonly used in the clear aligner technology. And also there are apps for smile designing called as the digital smile designing app. And finally, app for treatment planning and analysis. And there are apps which can carry out self-analysis and model analysis. And the importance of this app is once this app is installed, they provide an instant access to the information built into the respective app. Most of the apps are interactive, and the Indian app developers top in terms of orthodontic apps, and most of these apps are free and which can be found in the Google Store. Mini implants have been successfully used to treat various malocclusions, and mini implants are considered to be a skeletal anchorage and to provide various biomechanics. And apart from that, most of the beginners find the placement of mini implant as a complex process or a procedure because it is technique sensitive, and numerous factors also contribute to its success. The success rate of mini implants are 87%, and the complications related to mini implant placement are it can cause root damage, fracture of mini implants, and it can injure dental structures like nerves and arteries, and also can cause soft tissue irritation. In a web-based survey conducted in the United States, 91% of the orthodontists said that they use mini implants in their day-to-day practice. Whereas when compared to Canada, it is only 65.8%, where the Canadian orthodontists prefer to use more of conventional mechanics. The objective of creating this app is to create a new app with an e-learning tool, provided it also helps in determining the height of insertion and interradicular space, and the most important, to determine the correct size and dimension for mini implant placement, and followed by that, an app can be used to confidently place implant in any intraoral site. And moving on to the app walkthrough. First is, once the app is installed, it has 3 inbuilt features, and out of this 2 are more important: the mentor or the e-learning visit, and the second one is the guide or the one which helps to select the size of the mini screws, and finally a help section. This app is now currently made and it is available in APK Pure and 9apps.com. And once it is installed, the home screen opens up, and in that you can find the features like the mentor tab, right tab. And once you click onto the mentor tab, it will start the e-learning wizard on insertion protocols, removal protocols, and complications. And once you click onto the insertion protocol, you can find the various size and shapes of screws that are being used. And it is basically a comprehensive guide on mini implant placement, and it explains on the armamentarium used, the procedures, techniques, and the various drivers used with colorful illustrations. Apart from that, it also explains on various complications and limitations regarding the mini implant placement. And regarding the removal protocol, it also explains on the usage of drivers and whether it's anti-clockwise. And once this guide is over, once you are done with this guide, you can move on to the home tab. And in the home tab, again, you will find the most important feature of this app, that is the guide feature. And by clicking onto the guide feature, you enter, and this feature allows you to find the size and the shape of the mini implant to be used in any intraoral site. And I like to explain this with a case report of mine, and a case of central incisor and lateral incisors impacted in the maxillary arch. And for this case, I had planned to place a mini screw between the right side interradicular space between the central and the lateral incisors, and for which I wanted to select the exact diameter and length of the mini screw. And to select that, you have to first select the guide tab, and after that tab is selected, it will take you to a page which is something like this. And in that, you have to select whether it is maxilla or mandible. And once you select the maxilla, then it asks you to select which interradicular area you want to place it, or intra area you want to place the mini screw. And for this case, I want to place it between the right central and the lateral incisors. So I have selected that. And after you select this, the third is the one that you have to enter the vertical height of incision, and the fourth one is the interradicular width that is present, which can be calculated based on the patient's IOPA or the OPG. And you have to calculate this. And to help calculating it, there is a help tab or how to use. And once you click that, it will take you to a window where it explains on how to calculate the vertical height from the cervical crest, and also to how to determine the interradicular distance for that selected vertical height. And once you are done with that, and once you have calculated it, for this case, it was 8. I wanted to place the mini screw 8 mm from the interdental crest. And I wanted to, and the interradicular space which was available at 8 mm was 6 mm. And I had entered that. And once you had entered that, you just press the calculate, and it will pop up the results. And in the results, the app suggested that I use a screw of 1.6 diameter, and the length should be around 8 millimeters, and also highlighted that there is adequate root clearance for me to place the mini screws. And the angulation for placement of mini screw is 60 to 70 degrees, and there are no anatomic structures like the nerve or the artery is involved. And apart from that, the basic indications for placing a screw in the between the central and the lateral incisor was also highlighted. So based on the recommendation, I used a 1.6 millimeter screw with an 8 millimeter length, and I had placed it and had started the case. Suppose in case if the entered value is unfavorable, the app suggests that the size of the implant should be changed, and also it suggests few recommendations, like if the interradicular space is less, it recommends to diverge the roots and also to use a lesser diameter implant. And if a lesser diameter implant is used, it also suggests that it also cautions the user that there is a risk of fracture of using such small diameter implants, and also the possibility of bending. Finally, if there is unfavorable height of insertion, it suggests that to change it clinically based on clinical evaluation, and to move the height of insertion more towards the mucogingival margin, or to place it in the attached gingiva. This app also has colorful pictorial explanations on how to place mini screws and what are the anatomical structures involved for each dental site. And finally, there is a help section which helps you to walk through the entire app, and also guides you to how to select the vertical height and the interradicular distance. There is also a suggested reading section which has been added to this app on comprehensive reading on mini implants. So what did I achieve? This app provides an instant guide for any user, and it is a very comprehensive guide. And secondly, it is efficient in determining the diameter and the size of implant for any site. And apart from this, it also alerts any user and cautions them if there is any unfavorable site or if the site is not adequate. This is an one-of-a-type app, and it is innovative, and it helps an user as a step-by-step guide. And apart from that, there is a possibility of using this app as a continuing education. And in future, I like to make it as a discussion forum where experienced orthodontists can discuss cases and through which the beginners can benefit. And this app like this offers an endless scope for improvement, and the color illustrations make it more interactive, and the option to place the mini implant confidently in any site is another importance of this app. For someone who wants to develop an app like this, few things to be considered is the app should meet the terms and conditions of the uploading platform like the Google Play or the iOS App Store, and it should be regularly updated for the purpose of security and stability of the app. As much as possible, keep this app free and accessible so that more number of clients can use this. And apart from that, individual save option for the user. This app is now in beta testing stage for the iOS app for the Apple devices, and in a short time we will be launching it also for the iOS devices. And in future versions, I like to add or upload the option of digital radiograph into the app. The app can help the user to determine the height of insertion and also to measure the interradicular spaces. To conclude, this app provides an instant step-by-step guide, and it is a comprehensive app, and it is efficient in calculating the time. And at last, there is a limitless scope of improvement in this app, and you can keep modifying it in the future versions. Thank you for your patience.